What's up, guys? Daddy Rooster 88 coming at you with another video. It's been a while since I made a video, to be honest, but I have been making short videos, and I have been working out still, and I have been doing jiu-jitsu. This video is about my first year completed in Brazilian jiu-jitsu. So let's get into it. So I wanted to make this video. I was kind of hyped. I was hyped because today was the day of my 1 year training Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, and I just turned 51 years old back in August. And for anybody out there that's thinking about being involved and training Jiu Jitsu, I would definitely recommend it. It's been a wild ride, exciting year. I've taken my fitness to another level I've never been before. This is all new territory. Especially when you do something new like a martial art or the training that's involved mentally more than anything. It really affects your life, and there's so many good things that I could say, and I'll try to see if there's any negatives, but we'll get into it. So yeah, like I said, my first year, I made a video about the first 30 days and the first 6 months, and I thought I'd wait, to have a year. So I'm a two-stripe white belt right now, and I don't know, maybe I'll be getting my third pretty soon, but I'm not gonna ask. It's just, if it happens, it happens. I just want to be humble about it, and I just appreciate just being able to train. And I'm not there for the stripes or anything like that. I'm there for what I decided to join in the first place was for fitness, for a challenge, to challenge myself physically and mentally. And I could honestly say that has happened. So let me just tell you how it all began. I was working in the area, just to recap, and I noticed a big warehouse building, and the door was open, and I saw people training in there with the gi on, and I said, man, I didn't know there was jiu-jitsu in this town. So I looked into it. There was a website on the door, and I checked into it, and sure enough, they had a class that was at 5 a.m. and there was a trial class. So anybody that's thinking about joining, they usually offer a trial class to get you started, just to kind of see if you're gonna want to keep going forward, or if you're close, being in shape a little bit would definitely help. And just to kind of let you know what's going to happen. You can't possibly know everything that's going to happen, but it kind of gives you an idea, but it's just the tip of the iceberg. So I went through that. It wasn't bad, but little did I know, how much conditioning is involved, how much cardio, how much mental fortitude is involved, and just coming in at 5 in the morning is a challenge in itself. I decided to sign up for the 5 a.m. class. That way I could go to work afterward. I go 3 days a week. I train. It's 5 a.m. Usually ends at 6:15, sometimes 6:30, depending. And we usually end up sparring at the end of the class. That's how we do it, anyways. This is I'm talking about Checkmat. Under the Checkmat umbrella, it's one of the major jiu-jitsu teams, worldwide, and we are a division in Exeter, California, and we go under that name. And my instructor, Fabricio Machado, he was taught through the Checkmat schooling, and he's black belt. And I believe that we're lucky to have him in this area, because he originally started out down south in Los Angeles, and he ended up, just by fate coming down to this area. And I don't want to get into that story, but he ended up being here. He's my coach now, and I feel lucky to have him. And we got a great group of people there, and it's the fundamental class that I'm in. White belts, like I said, we do have a few blue belts. The academy here has only been open. This is going to be the second year, so there's a lot of white belts, and we're all coming up through the ranks, more or less at the same time. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting when we all, belt up. Whenever that happens, eventually, God willing, if I'm still there, we'll end up being, belts where we can teach others that come in, newer people. But, my going back to that first class, the first week, when I started, there was only like 4 other people at 5 a.m. and it's grown. Sometimes we get up to like 15, close to 20 in the morning. And that's pretty good for an early class and it's such a small town and a small area. But it's because of the environment. It's because of the people. We feed off each other. We encourage each other. It's definitely a teamwork atmosphere. And our coach is very patient. And we drill a lot of fundamentals, a lot of drilling, and a lot of good exercise too as well, and stretching. And me being an older person, I could use all the flexibility training I can get. And, I don't even know what to do to increase my flexibility, but I'm lucky to have my coach that is very versed in stretching and different types of drills to help you, increase your range of motion and flexibility. So as an older person, I can appreciate that. And just the community that we're building over there is it makes it a lot easier when you're having to go through struggle, good and bad, and you got people around you that are going through the same thing as you are. You have your good days, you have your bad days, and but all of us at one time or another has had those type of days. So we definitely support each other, and it's a good family atmosphere. So, after the first 30 days, I'm still learning. I was still learning defense at that time. It's all fundamentals. From what I've learned over the year is that there's a cycle and there's an order of operations, if you want to call it, or technique training where and I believe this is a really good way to learn, is to learn defense first. And this is what my coach did. He taught me defense, and I was hungry for an offensive move, but it just didn't come right away, which was fine. Looking back now, I'm glad I learned more defense because that's going to serve me well. And there's tons of offensive moves, but if you can master the defense, then you'll be able to use your offense. But if you have no defense, you're not going to even get to that point. So, which I've already proven in an example where I competed at I want to say just after 90 days, 3 months, 3 to 4 months, more or less. I decided to test the waters and just kind of see where I was. And I ended up entering into a Jiujitsu World League tournament. And it was a weight class and age group that I thought was going to be, fit me good. I was a little underweight, and I kind of felt that. But I don't want to make excuses. At the end of the day, I kind of jumped the gun. I did. And I wasn't totally ready for that. If I was to go into it now, I would be way different. And there's so much more that I've learned between now and then. And I wish I would have waited, but then I wish, it's fine that it happened because I was able to experience the competition atmosphere, the pace that you get when you compete in a jiu-jitsu tournament is different than any pace you're gonna get in your everyday training. So I was able to experience that. I was able to experience preparation as far as eating, hydration, sleep, um, warm up, just the whole process, the sign up process, the weigh in, um, the way the competition is ran. I was able to experience all that and get all that out of the way. So on the next time I compete, it will be different, and all those other things that were brand new, they're not going to be brand new anymore. I can focus more on what I have to do and the task at hand, which is compete to the best of my abilities, win, lose, whatever happens. Um, it's going to be a learning experience no matter what. So, and I'm glad I did it, but at the same time, everybody's on their own journey. Some people are more than ready at that time. Some people are not even close. And you're not going to know until you take that step. And if you want to compete, there's definitely opportunities out there. There's lots of different organizations that will that you could compete in. You go to a local type of tournament at some of these local high schools or colleges. They hold multiple tournaments, all the time. And there's also bigger organizations that put things on, and there's also world type organizations like the IBJJF, which is world renowned, and that's when you're starting to get into the cream of the crop. And that's just one direction that you could go when you train jiu-jitsu. There's also what they call a hobbyist type of jiu-jitsu player, where you're mainly there for the sport, the exercise, the self-defense, the community, and everything that comes with jiu-jitsu, mental game, and all that type of discipline that you gain, and confidence, and everything that comes with jiu-jitsu is the same as a hobbyist, as a competitor. So it's just another path that you can take on a jiu-jitsu journey. Not everybody has to compete. It's only if you want to, and we are, not all of us are on the same path. So you have to decide that on your own. Talk to your coach, see what he thinks, and then weigh it out. Talk to your family, or just think about it, and you never know. So I just want to throw that out there. I did compete once in my first year. And as the months went by, I started to understand fundamentals of jiu-jitsu a lot better. There's like a cycle, like I said. I started on defense, then different types of defensive positions, guard, mount, side control. All these things were challenging. I've never been in those types of positions before. I never took wrestling in high school or anything like that, so it was all new to me. And something just kept drawing me back. Every time I went, it was a challenge, and it just you build fortitude, you build resilience, you build mental toughness, because there's gonna be that struggle in the beginning when you're brand new, and you have other people that's been there a little bit longer than you usually, so they do know a little bit more than you, and so you're not gonna be able to do things until you get to a certain level. So you got to go through that. Everybody does. And if you make it through that, which I highly recommend, you persevere, it will be worth your while. Every time I go, I learn, and there's always that feeling of comfort that you have to overcome, just to get up, go, and make it there, and put yourself through that physical stress. But when you're done, there's no greater feeling than coming back after a jiu-jitsu training because for one thing your adrenaline's up there, but just that feeling of accomplishment for the day. I always say when I get done, and other people echo this too, is that there's gonna be nothing in the rest of the day that's gonna be as hard as what we just went through right now. That's what we say because it's true. On those days that I train, I do go to work after that, and no matter what my job throws at me that day, it's never gonna be as hard as what I did in the morning and what I already accomplished. Um, you could just, who knows? You could have been getting smashed and pinned and tapped out all morning, and that's a difficult thing to go through. But it builds mental toughness, and once you get to your daily routine of working and things like that, those things seem like a piece of cake. So that's one thing that you do get out of it. There's a learning curve just like anything. So it just takes time. You got to drill. You got to get reps. And then it'll start clicking, and you'll start to, pick up a little bit. I mean, it's a lifelong journey, and it takes a while. And I think that's one of the biggest things that you can't get ahead of yourself, and you can't compare yourself to, everybody that you're training with or other places, other schools, and everybody's on their own journey, and everybody has different strengths, different body types. So you might be good at one thing and somebody else might be good at another thing. You don't know how those styles are going to clash, and you don't know what's going to happen. So that's what just makes it challenging, and it'll definitely give you a feeling of, hey, I accomplished something day in and day out. So that's very positive in that aspect. There's also the the community aspect. The one of the best parts has been the people that I've trained with over this 1 year here. The people that I've actually made, I could consider them friends, and we push each other, we celebrate each other's progress. We even sometimes go for coffee afterwards, and we laugh. We talk about each other's family, and how's everybody doing, and it's just something when you go through something, struggle with a group of people, and you just build a bond, and it's definitely there. So if you do decide to join a jiu-jitsu academy, a good one, you'll have a good bond with the people that you train with. At the same time, you're gonna get some people that you see and then you don't see them anymore. There was many people that came and went in this course of 1 year. I want to say there was at least 5 or 6 people that were there, and then for one reason or another, they just never came back. Some of them was legit reasons, like they moved away, or work, or schedule change, or whatever have you. Not just like, hey, I can't do this, or this is just not for me. I never really saw that or felt that. I just felt that people had different things going on in their life, and for one reason or another, they couldn't continue. So that's one thing I also experienced in this first year. There, of course, there's challenges. There was those tough days. Sparring can be taxing on your body. In this first year, I did sustain 2 minor injuries, very common. Rib injury, one on the upper rib and one on the lower side. And both of those occasions, looking back, I feel that I kind of initiated that, and it was just me contorting my body, trying to do more than I should have. and basically kind of pulled those those muscles in that area, and it kept me out for a little bit, but not very long, man. I mean, I couldn't wait to get back, and as soon as I felt where I could kind of roll, um, I was right back in there. So out of the whole year, I probably missed I want to say three, maybe four classes. So and two of them were due to injury, and then one or two I know was because I was sick. So that's one thing you gotta watch out. If you're sick, you don't want to get everybody else sick. So because you're rolling, you're gonna be in close contact with everybody. So that's just one thing that we gotta look out for. Look out for each other. So yeah, those are those tough days that happen, but you gotta learn to embrace that and appreciate the small victories that happen. You're gonna have your days too where you're like, man, everything was clicking, everything made sense. I was moving great. And it just was all coming together that day, and then you're gonna have your other days where you just can't get your brain out of a fog, but we're all human, but that's what makes this thing a good experience is that you're never gonna know it all, and just when you think you do, that's when you get humbled down. So it'll definitely humble you, that's for sure. But especially if you're a person that's coming from a background where you were, a super athlete or elite type of athlete in high school or college or something like that. In the beginning, it's things that you've never done before, and you'll come to find out that size doesn't always matter, and the smaller guy, maybe not as muscular, whatever, can if he knows what he's doing, can put you in a position to uh, tap you out or dominate or whatever it is. It doesn't always it's not always the bigger stronger person that prevails in this sport anyways. But yeah, so I do work out and I do try to work on my strength training. It does help, it does play a part. It's not everything, but it mainly for me being 51 over this year, it's helped me to recover. Maybe possibly I'm caught in an armbar and my shoulders getting pulled out. Um, by me doing shoulder presses and things like that, I feel, and my coaches agreed with me. We've talked about this, that it does help me to bounce back from, it could have been a possible injury, for somebody that doesn't lift. And I feel that me strengthening those joints and muscles throughout the year has definitely helped me in my jiu-jitsu. So that's something to think about. If you're thinking about signing up, try to start a strength training program. It'll definitely help you, and some cardio if you can. Try to do high intensity cardio because that's what you're gonna find. You're gonna find bursts of speed. You're gonna find high heart rate, and you're definitely gonna be. You don't want to be gassed out where you can't continue, because you're gonna get those taxing days where you only have a little bit of space to breathe, and you gotta learn how to control your breathing and save your energy, conserve it, and use it at the right times. That I think is one of the major things that I've learned over this year is that you don't want to just go all out every single second minute of your sparring session, because you're gonna tire out and you're not gonna be able to think clear and you're not gonna be able to do the things you want to do. And that just comes with time, experience, maturity, all that kind of thing in this sport. So yeah, that was one of the things that I definitely learned over this year. So as the new year comes along, I'm gonna set some new goals. I'm gonna try to compete here, maybe right before the end of this year. I'm thinking about competing here. I think it's time for me to test my skills again, and I'm gonna do a smaller tournament, but I just want to see for my own self where I'm at on different people. you'll find that you know, over a year training with the same people, they kind of know your moves and they know your style. So you want to go where somebody fresh and, you know, test it out, see how it works in a real life situation. So you know, that's one of my goals for the year. And also to be, you know, I have daily goals where I just want to be better than I was the day before. I want to be 1% better every day. That's what I say. And you know, doing things like this holds me accountable to you guys. And then you know, by me doing this too, it also you know, I hold myself accountable. So, you know, I thank you guys for, you know, inspiring me to do this. And I'm doing this video for you guys to hopefully inspire you guys. So, you know, in closing and wrap up on my first year, um, you know, it's been fun. It's been great. I have nothing negative to say. And I just definitely recommend it to anybody. At least give it a try. And don't be afraid if you're older, you know, 50 and above. There's plenty of people in that division. They call it masters. I'm a masters 5 right now, 51 years old. And you know, the weight will come and go. You're definitely going to exercise. So, you know, weight classes are a different thing to look into. But yeah, it was a good year, and I thank you guys for joining me, reflecting on this year. My first year Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, under the Checkmat name. And whether you're a beginner or seasoned, I want to hear about it. You know, and if you can, you know, just put it in the comments and let me know what you think. And if you want to share, you know, how was your first year, you know, you're more than welcome to. And if I can do anything, you know, to answer your question, I will. Thanks for watching, man. And let's go for another year, and we'll make another video. And who knows, you know, might even have a year 6 month video. But I definitely want to say I'm still here. I'm still training, and I'm still trying to motivate you. And I thank you guys for motivating me. Daddy Rooster 88. Peace out. Catch you on the next one.